Girl, you done made me sit up now.
Speechless? Why you speechless?
I just said because it's like I'm like with a celebrity couple right now. Like,
Oh my God, get out of here, man. Get out of
oh,
here.
Remember, nothing in this world can hurt you as deeply as your own thoughts. But equally, nothing can heal you as powerfully as your thoughts. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, shaping how you perceive, react, and grow. Negative thoughts can weigh you down, but positive thinking has the ability to lift you, to guide you toward peace and fulfillment. The battle starts within, and by mastering your thoughts, you unlock the strength to heal and thrive. Choose to nurture thoughts that build you up, not tear you down.
hey, everyone. Welcome to Fire Talk, episode 23. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say episode 23. Thank you for joining me. You're going to knock my orange juice over. Um, Thank you for joining me on this night. I know this is a later time than I. Go get some. Don't let Legacy in. I know this is a later time that I usually go live. But yeah, I wanted to get the kids and the house situated first. And so thank you guys for being patient and staying up with me and still joining me on this Friday night. Make sure you say hi when you come in, just so I know who's in the audience or in the comments, shall I say. Um, and yeah, please. I see six people in here, but no likes. Please like the live. Please go ahead, take a second to step out and share it. I would greatly appreciate that. Um, because it puts it in a different algorithm and allows it to reach other people out besides just the people that are in my friends list. This is streaming from YouTube as well on Set Us World. So I like to watch from YouTube because on YouTube, the views matter a little bit more. And also, you can minimize the screen while you do other things as well. So you want to go ahead and go watch from YouTube, feel free to go watch for YouTube. But so I'm just going to take a few seconds just to share a few more places. And while I'm doing that, you can say hey in the comments, you can like the live, you can share it if you just give me about 30 seconds. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I hope everyone is having a nice Friday night. How's your Friday night going? I definitely appreciate the engagement and the participation in the comments. It definitely keeps me going and help me with my train of thought and just to keep the conversation going. So please help me out, guys, in the comments and say hey and engage with each other in the comments. I think one thing I like over here at Fire Talk is to have these controversial conversations about, or have these conversations about controversial topics, but keeping um, keeping in mind to stay positive and stay respectful at the top. So that's why I think it's very important. One of the reasons why I started Fire Talk, not only to improve my communication and to have conversations with people, but also to give people or my audience a view face to face or camera to camera of the person that they see posting topics that people deem to be controversial or stir the pot or you know, just all of those things. I think that when we know the person a little bit more, we can have better judgment of them um, than we do just listening to them non-verbally. And that's what we're here to talk about today is judging. Um, I have been told that I judge many of times, especially over the past couple of months with the topics that I post. And I'm just here to say that I think that we all should be judging. A lot of times I have said or stated that why do you guys always say I'm judging or bashing or doing this? However, I'm like, let me go ahead and see what the definition of judge means. Now, of course, you have the noun, a judge, a public official appointed to decide cases in a court of law, but you have the verb, which is the one that we're discussing today, and that's to form an opinion or conclusion about. As you know, over here in Fire Talk, we discuss the importance of knowing the meaning behind words because if you don't know the meaning behind a word, then you might not understand it when used, or you might use it in the wrong way, or you might even label someone doing something wrong, or it's just a misunderstanding if you don't truly understand what the word means. So, judge means to form an opinion or conclusion. So, just knowing that alone right there, do you feel like it's okay to judge? Is it okay to form an opinion or a conclusion about something? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Do you feel like it's okay to form a conclusion and opinion? Take out your feelings and the triggers behind the word judge, judging, and go off the definition and let me know how do you feel about that as far as to form an opinion or conclusion about. You know, something else right now. Take a second if you have not shared the live and liked it, or if you have shared and liked it, take a second just to tag a few friends in the comments. Share it with someone close to you, someone who you know might be on Facebook right now, or someone that you know that might be interested in listening to this conversation. Because I'm trying to reach more people, not necessarily get more views, but reach more people, a different audience, shall I say. I don't know if this looks like milk, but I will not be drinking milk like this. It is orange juice, which is my favorite juice. Let me take a second too before I get started. I've been wearing this piece every live. It's like my favorite piece of all time. It's like my favorite, and it really goes nice with brown. It's my favorite. Of course, you guys know my mother made it, and this bracelet as well. And I have many more pieces, so I need to start utilizing all of them. Not just this one, but yes, this one is my favorite. While you guys are taking a second to, hopefully, I don't see no comments yet. Say hey to me. Um, and tag someone in the live. You know, I would at least like to get a couple more shares before I get started, or some comments at least saying hey before I get started. Let's see real quick who can I tag in this live. Well, I see a few people that were or is watching. My sweetheart, hey sweetheart. My brother T Money, baby, hey Trey. Um, It don't let me know who else is in here. Let me see. Does it? No, it doesn't. But I'm going to maybe tag my mother. Maybe she's still woke. Uh, and I think that I can just put like, I thought I could tag like followers, but I guess not. Let me see. It does let me do a highlight, but that's about it. Uh, okay, so I see 6 people in here now, but I still only got one heart. Anyways, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started. So, like I said, judge means to form a conclusion or opinion about something. And a lot of times we yell, don't judge. But a lot of times we judge all the time. We judge all the time. Every day we are making judgments. So, what made me come across this topic? Well, I posted a status that talked about women that had OnlyFans and showed their body on the internet, whether it was for money or whether it was for free. I said having an OnlyFans and showing your body for money is literally insane. Showing off your body on the internet is crazy, whether it's for money or no money. I don't care if someone feels like that's judging. At this point, we need to be judging. Women need to start feeling shamed again. We are always coddling women and their feelings, and it needs to stop. We have a generation under us that we should want to do and be better. Like, seriously, would you tell your daughter or advise your young daughter, niece, cousin, or sister that it's okay to create a page to show off your body for money? That's literally having no morals at all. Let's do better. And before you say it, I'm going to say it. Yes, I'm judging. Judge means to form an opinion or conclusion about something. So, yes, I'm judging, and y'all need to do so as well. If some women knew how other women felt and were called out for it when it comes to these things, then maybe women would be shamed and stop what they are doing. Start being and feeling shamed again. Shame, a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Y'all know for sure, it's foolish behavior and it's wrong. So, I feel like there was once a point of time when people used to be shamed a little bit more often. We moved a certain way because we didn't like to be shamed, or you just didn't like that feeling of humiliation, or like someone was shaming you. And so I think we need to bring that back, because a lot of times we feel okay with doing something or doing so because we feel like no one's gonna talk about. Like right now, if I wanted to go out with my hair messy and in some pajamas or something, if I know that my husband's gonna be like, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be going out like that," then that's gonna make me not want to do it, because I don't want to be shamed. I don't want to feel like, that little bit of humiliation, like, oh, he's saying this to me. And so that's going to make you not want to do it. So I think that if we didn't coddle or, one's feelings, that we would choose to make better decisions. Hey, sweetheart, thanks for joining in. It looks like right now you are my only viewer. I'm okay with that. It is important to be a good judge of character. Would you date someone who you see has a bad temper? that could eventually lead to abuse if you choose to miss the red flags. That is a great scenario or example of using good judgment. A lot of times when we think of judge, we just think of bad things. But you can use judgment in a good way as well, just like the example that he gave. You are going to judge someone if you see that they have a bad temper. You're going to do that because that protects you from a future situation. That is a red flag. A lot of times we ignore those red flags because either we just do or we don't want to judge someone. But sometimes good judgment is needed. I just had 6 people pop in here. Thank you guys for joining. Please like the live and please stay for a little bit and say hey. So, not only times when you're judging someone or a situation is it bad, it definitely can be good as well. And so, why is it that when you know I speak on what I spoke of on girls having OnlyFans, are the comments saying things like saying things like it's not right, but it's their business, not ours. I don't care what they do. I just pray for them. Okay, well, judging people is not of God. I don't care what someone else does with their body. Though I may not like it, it's not our place to tell somebody what to do with their body. Why not? Why not? These people are a part of our community. They're on a public domain. They're somebody's mother, daughter, sister, cousin, niece, and all of those things. Why should we not judge others? What is wrong with that when it's good judgment? Like, what is wrong with that? Um, Someone else agreed that um, yes, you should not judge others. Basically, let them do whatever it is that they want to do. Does others' actions not affect our community as a whole? Like, if we didn't have the artists that we have, such as Sexy Reds and Cardi B and Meg The Stallion doing all the things that they do, we have a lot of our young girls, even though they shouldn't be listening to them, they do. Do we not judge them as well? Or should we just let them do what they want to do and just tell our children, don't listen? No, I think that we should judge them as well. Um, can judging people help us establish and maintain healthy boundaries in relationships? Because I think so. Like like Chris said earlier, if someone has a bad temper, that might be a boundary or something in a relationship that you're not willing to put up with. So if you see someone with a bad temper, then yes, you should judge them accordingly because that might be a boundary in your relationship that is not tolerated. So I do think that judging people will help us establish and maintain healthy boundaries in relationships. Otherwise, if it's anything goes and you don't form a conclusion or opinion about what they're doing, then you miss that red flag. And then when it pops up later, it's like, oh, well, what to do now? When you could have judged that situation or observed that from the very beginning. I'm so thirsty. I'm drinking that orange juice. I'm going to get more thirsty, thirstier, more thirsty, thirstier. Um, I know that when I post even when I post my statuses on my Facebook page, you guys judge me all the time. You say you shouldn't do that. You're bashing. You're doing this. Are you guys not judging me? Are you guys doing that with bad intentions? Or are you guys speaking your feelings and saying you should not do this because of this? So, like I said, we judge all the time. If you are happening, or if you happen to be walking on the street and you're a woman, let's say you're walking on the street and you see four men in front of you walking towards you. If you have an opportunity to cross the street, would you not? Because you're okay. So let me say this. Let me switch that around. If you see some men out with some ski mask on, are you not going to move away from that, or maybe remove yourself from that environment, or move across the street, or hurry up and get away from them because maybe you feel like something dangerous is about to happen? You're judging them. Maybe they just cold and got a ski mask on. Maybe that's all it is. But however, you judge them for safety reasons because maybe they could just be cold. However, it's like, well, I'm gonna prejudge them in this situation just for my safety. And hey, if it's because they're cold, they're cold. But if it's for any other bad reason, at least I'm not by them. So you can judge people for safety situations as well. Let's see. Also, a lot of people bring up, well, God said don't judge. You guys know I don't really care to reference the Bible because I haven't read the Bible all the way through. However, people always throw the Bible verses, so then I go look into the verses just to have a better understanding. And I came across this Matthew 7 1 2. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. So it doesn't say don't judge, like most people just say that part and then kind of close the book and don't say anything else. It says don't judge unless you want to be judged as well. I'm fine with being judged because I'm either going to correct you or I'm going to take in what you're saying and make corrections because that's a part of being accountable for your actions. So, like when someone says like, "Okay, you're saying this and you're bashing." Well, I sit back and I analyze my status or what it is that I'm saying, and I say, are you bashing or are you just telling the truth? If I come to find that I am bashing or have said something to someone that maybe I feel like I shouldn't have said, then I go and I correct that. So I'm okay with being judged, someone forming a conclusion or opinion about me based off what I said, because that's their opinion. It could as well also be a fact, depending on what they said. But I can't get mad that they're forming an opinion based off me. If they say, "Here comes D Lovely," I know she about to post a controversial status, or I know she about to post 50 statuses today. They're judging me based off what I have done previously. Is anything wrong with that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Uh, when you use fair judgment, it aims to provide constructive feedback, helping the person grow or correct their behavior. So just like the OnlyFans, As women, we should not be on the internet or have a page just showing off our bodies. That is constructive feedback because you can very much correct your behavior when someone expresses something like that to you or judge you for that, depending on how much you care about it. And so I think constructive feedback is great because some of us need to change our behavior. Some of us, for example, in that situation, might be looking for a relationship or a man relationship, whatever. But we're on the internet showing off our bodies. So maybe you need to take that constructive feedback and be judged to change your behavior. It should or maybe can be received better if it's delivered in a respectful, empathetic, and non confrontational way, which is why I'm on here camera to camera saying, ladies, your body, your temple is something that's has so much value. You don't just want to show that off on the internet, yet alone for money. Like there's not money shouldn't trump your values and morals. You shouldn't do things just because you're going to get paid, especially something like that. So I am saying that in a non-confrontational way. I am saying that with empathy. I am saying that respectfully. When you're being respectful and empathetic and non-confrontational, you can take what I'm saying and the way that I'm judging the women that do that as constructive feedback, hoping that they would change their behavior. Not for me, but for them and the people that are close to them or the people that's watching them or for their future partner or for that partner that they might already have that maybe just don't want to say nothing because they don't want no smoke. Their body does have value and that's why they're selling it on OnlyFans. Exactly. Exactly. It has so much value that it should not be sold on OnlyFans. Respectfully. Judging someone, we also judge people for harming others physically, emotionally, psychologically. If you know that a man beats a woman, you're going to judge him. Is there something wrong with that? Do you think God is saying don't judge that man who beats the woman? Do you really think that he's saying that? For the ones who throw up, God says don't judge. You think that he's saying don't judge that man that's harming a woman or that's mentally abusing a woman or abusing his children or a mother that's abusing her partner? You know, we got to know that that goes both ways. Men don't just abuse women, women abuse men too. Shouldn't happen either way it goes. And strength wise, women shouldn't be able to abuse men, but it happens. No, I don't think God is saying don't judge that person. So, judging someone for harming others, whether it's physically, emotionally, or psychologically, is reasonable. We also judge people for not being honest. I hear my baby crying. Um, yes, we judge people for lying, cheating. We judge people for lying and cheating, which is why a lot of times I see women and men on the internet saying, she's a liar, he's a liar, she cheated, he cheated, or I don't want to be with no man who lies all the time, or he lies so much that's why I chose not to be with him, or that's why I left him. He cheated on me. That's why we're judging that person all the time. Do you think God is saying, I'm sorry about that. Um, so yes, we judge people for lying and cheating as well. But I don't think anyone is screaming then, oh, we shouldn't judge them. So, judging someone for lying, cheating is valid, as these actions can damage trust and relationships. We also judge people for stealing. If you know someone be taking stuff or is a thief, tell me you gonna leave something valuable around them. You're not. You know you're not. And so we judge them because we know that they be taking stuff. And we be like, okay, I'm not leaving this around them because I know they got sticky fingers. So you're judging them as well. Do we think God is saying, don't judge that thief? I don't think so. We also judge people for lacking integrity, such as being hypocritical. Y'all called me a hypocrite several times, and y'all were judging me. Now I say y'all was wrong, but wrong by what you were saying as far as me being a hypocrite. But you guys still was judging me because you felt like I was a hypocrite. Some of the same people who said we shouldn't judge others are the same people who judge me for what I post. That's a hypocrite. That's kind of, kind of what the Bible is referencing.
The Bible says we can judge people. Everyone says, no, the Bible says you can't judge. That's not true. Jesus literally says in Matthew chapter 7, judge one another, but do it the right way. Now, here's the right way to judge people. In Matthew chapter 7, Jesus says, judge not that you will not be judged. So that sounds like, okay, don't judge people. But wait, it says, for with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. So this is a kingdom principle here. When you're pronouncing judgment, it's coming right back at you. And with the measure you use it, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that's in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me first take the speck out of your eye when there's a log in your own eye? You hypocrite. Here, this is where it gets good. First, take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. So you can take the speck out of your brother's eye. You can pronounce judgment, but you need to judge appropriately. If you're judging in hypocrisy, then you're not judging biblically. The Bible says as Christians, we're called to judge one another. We're not called to judge the world. We're not called to go to our neighbor's house and yell at their kids for playing their video games too much because I'm not in their family. That makes no sense. But in our family, in our Christian family, we can judge one another appropriately. But we have to first take the log out of our own eye, and then we can see clearly. And then we can pronounce righteous, loving judgment and say, brother, there's better for you. That's biblical judgment.
And with that, I agree. Because maybe they're not your family, but that's, like I said, I'm here for women. I want women to be the best versions of themselves that they could be, so that they can be great people, great mothers, as well as great wives. So I think it's okay for me to judge and give constructive feedback, even though you're not my sister or my mother or my cousin. Maybe you're just a Facebook friend. However, you are a part of my community. So I feel like it's okay for you to take this constructive feedback. Judging, we also judge people for unethical or unprofessional behavior. I see you guys do it all the time. You'd be like, I went to go get my hair braided. And do you know she got up and took like 10 breaks? Do you know she took a cigarette break in between? Do you know that she was late? How you gonna be the hairstylist and be late? You're judging that hairstylist because that is unprofessional behavior. That is going, if you shouldn't do it behind their back though. You should let them know how you feel. You should judge them because them taking that constructive feedback can help them change their behavior and for the better, because that can affect the service that you offer or the people who come sit in your chair. So I don't think that we're screaming in that situation. Don't judge that hairstylist for doing that. She needed to take 10 breaks and smoke a cigarette. No, we're not doing that. We like to say don't judge when we know someone that fits the description of whom that person is judging. So I know a lot of you guys probably feel like if money get low, I might do OnlyFans, or I show my body off on the internet, or I know somebody who got OnlyFans, or I know somebody who shows their body on the internet. So those are the people that's gonna scream, God said don't judge. But like I said, we don't say that when we're judging all the time. We pick the things and choose the things that we want to say that for. We also judge people for their actions that can harm the public, such as pollution or reckless behavior. If you see somebody who driving crazy, be speeding in and out of lanes, they be speeding, running stop signs, running, you're gonna judge them. You're gonna form a conclusion or opinion about them that they probably get into accidents, that they're probably have been the cause of an accident. They probably got a lot of tickets. They're they're doing stuff they're not supposed to do. And it has an effect on the public. So we judge them as well. These are just many examples of how we judge people all the time. We also judge people, friends, partners that repeatedly break or you have trust issues with. Because they did this, because they did that, because they did this, you feel like, okay, well now I can't trust you. You're forming an opinion because it doesn't necessarily have to be true, but you are forming an opinion or conclusion based off what they've done before or what they are doing. And that's just for a boundary for you. That's just for you. because you're not going to keep trusting that person if they keep breaking trust with you. So that's why you judge them. Uh, when you're judging people, you should consider the context, the evidence, and the multiple perspectives before making judgment. You should, and you should be respectful and empathetic, as well as not just like attacking the person, which a lot of people do all the time. But that's not usually how it goes. We just usually don't care for what it is they have to say, or like I said, we know someone who fit the description, and we kind of, like, okay, well, you shouldn't judge people. The Bible said not to judge. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what the Bible says. Do you know that it's important to hear the rest of a sentence? I could say that um I could say that precious little girl. Oh, hold on, let me see. I could say that woman is pretty. That could be the end of the sentence. Or not. Maybe I was gonna say that woman is pretty damn toxic. You gotta finish. You gotta get the whole you gotta get the whole sentence. They don't say God don't say do not judge. He say do not judge unless you want to be judged as well. Judge me. I'll take the constructive feedback, and either I'm gonna use it or I'm not. That depends on what it is. So I feel like it's okay for us to judge and form conclusions and opinions about someone if we don't mind being judged to the same measure.
The Bible says not to judge, part 1.
Let's break down this overly misused statement that people love to say whenever Christians are speaking out against sin. So let's begin by examining where they're getting this from, and that is in Matthew 7. Let me pull it up for you. Okay, Matthew 7, starting at verse 1, says, "Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with the judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, the beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye." So here we see that Jesus is not just saying not to judge, but he is warning against hypocrites who judge while living the same sin. He's saying, look, you have no place judging when you smell of your own filth. Go take a shower, get cleaned up, and then come with the authority of my word to preach against sin. It's crazy because people read that first verse, judge not lest ye be judged, and then they close the book and run with that, when in reality, if they had a little bit more patience and diligence, they would see that a couple verses down, Jesus starts talking about how the way you can know a person is by judging their fruit, not just by what they say or how they look, but by opening the book and seeing if their life matches a pattern of righteousness. Now go watch part 2 to see how a Christian should be judging.
So that is what the Bible says about judging. Don't judge unless you want to be judged. And so, and don't judge like it would be crazy for me to sit here and say, women, you should not have an OnlyFans. You should not be showing your body off online for money or for no money while I'm sitting here doing the same thing. Like that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Um, and so there are many we judge all the time. Like I said, we can't just use that we shouldn't judge others, let them do what they want to do when we very much should be judging people. That's how you create healthy boundaries in relationships. That's how you know, prevent things from happening um, in bad situations. Like I said, if you see three men walking with a ski mask on, Yeah, you're gonna judge them and be like, okay, they might rob me. So I'm just gonna go ahead, move to the other side of the street and get out harm's way. Like I said, maybe they had a ski mask on because they're cold. But hey, you judge them and for your own safety. Is that wrong? You guys tell me. I also put the link up here on the screen for anyone that is that wants to come on here and have a conversation with me. It's been like 4 episodes. I haven't had anybody on here, which is cool because I kind of do better when I'm just sitting here and talking by myself. But I would like for someone to come on and let's have this conversation. Anybody want to come on? I do only see 5 people in here. I think um 2 people are from Facebook and 3 people are from YouTube. So I don't know if you can join from YouTube. You should be able to, but yeah, someone get on here, have the conversation with me. I have some questions and things like that. Most Christians don't even read the Bible. They just go to church and get preached to from what someone else interpretation of the Bible. That is so true because when I was talking to someone today, they said like, I asked someone about the Bible and like, what does this mean? And they basically like kind of just tell you to like run with it. Like, hey, don't question the Bible basically. Like it says what it says. And so I definitely agree with that. A lot of times, especially with the hands of Google now, because you don't know how many verses, I'm not a Christian, but you don't know how many verses I can point out to you and have used just because people have brought up Bible verses that I just got from Google. We don't even be reading the Bible. We got the verses that's popular that we know, and we just run with those. We don't even be trying to interpret it on our own. We'll let someone else interpret it for us. So after giving a list of all these things, do you guys feel like there can be fair judgment towards someone? Or is judgment just a bad thing? Come on, have the conversation with me. Sweetheart, sweetheart, you should come on with me. I know you didn't take lunch yet, or you on lunch right now. Let me see some steps. Let me see some stuff. I like it better with just a black screen. Um, yeah. Uh, so this isn't really like, you know, I definitely wish I had some people on here that, say like you shouldn't judge people. Um, because I really want to have this conversation because I just gave many ways that it's okay to use fair judgment and many ways or scenarios where we do judge people and nothing is said. And so now I want to go back to all those posts where I was saying things and people are saying, you're judging. Yes, I am. I'm forming an opinion or conclusion about somebody or something. And as long as I'm being respectful, empathetic, and non controversial, it shouldn't be an issue. I bet people are judging you right now. I bet I'm judging you too, sweetheart, because you ain't come on here. I read the post right before I got on here that you tagged me in, and that was such. Rocksteady just broke that down so well, and I'm glad that you tagged me in that. Um, I think I want to do a live on that soon as well, and just have that conversation about not just having um a loyal and honest and important partner woman behind you, but as well as the other way around. I think it's super important, and it definitely plays a part in your life and in for your future and things like that. And so, let me see. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. And so, yeah, when I don't got nobody. Well, my sweetheart's in the comments, but I don't got the people that be talking about judging, and I pretty much said all what I had to say about it. And so here we are coming up on an hour again, and Fire Talk is gonna be coming to an end because nobody's gonna come on here with me. It would have been perfect if my sweetheart got on here with me. It would have been perfect, perfect. But I understand he's at work. And so maybe he don't got no free time. Maybe he not on lunch right now. Maybe he just ducking the camera. And so yeah, you guys have anything you want to say? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any other topics? Legacy's not crying right now, so I have a few more minutes. If we can get into anything else, since everybody ducking the smoke. I ain't gonna say ducking the smoke, but and my mom must have fell asleep. She said, I'm gonna try to stay up and wait up for you, but she was comfy on the couch and stuff, so she probably fell asleep. I know this is later than what I typically go live, but I know you guys aren't outside. It's snowing. I know y'all not outside. What are y'all doing? It's Fire Talk Friday. It's Fire Talk Friday. Thanks for sharing, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. Of course, my Fire Talks stay up. So, for the people that watch this later and have TikTok, because I'm pretty sure TikTok is not going to get banned, I want to start going live on TikTok as well because you actually get gifts and stuff and can make money right away. So, make sure you guys follow me on TikTok. I want to say it's Set Us World. I'm not too sure, but make sure you guys join me on TikTok. Hey to my 3 viewers. Anybody want to come up here and have a discussion with me? We're talking about judging, but we can feel free to switch the topic. Um, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If not, as soon as I get to the hour mark, which is in 3 more minutes, I'm probably going to be ending. Um, because I said all of what I had to say. I did have some questions to ask, but I don't got nobody to ask them to. And I would not like they're not questions that you guys can just kind of respond to in the comments. They're more like questions that we would have to like actually conversate about. But yeah, like I said all that I have to say. Did I play all my clips? I played all my clips. Did I have all my I went off over all my definitions. And yeah, so yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Thank you to all the people who tuned in or stopped through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to the 8 comments from my sweetheart. Um, yeah, so I just feel like, you know, there's not really much someone can say, especially after just going through all the examples that I went through of ways that we judge people all the time. And so before you scream to someone, don't judge others. Like, yeah, don't judge others if you're doing the same thing for sure. Don't do that. But sometimes it's okay to use fair and healthy judgment of people, of situations, because some of these things can have an effect on you as well. Some of these things can have an effect on you as well. But yes, I guess that's it. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything else to say. I was just hoping I'll see that little backstage icon pop up, and then I was gonna click it, and it was gonna be my sweetheart. But I guess not. And we're coming up on an hour. And so thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me for this episode. Thank you to the one person that liked the video. Um, thank you for the shares. Thank you for, you know, sweetheart, you don't have to be on camera. You can turn your camera off. You don't like to be on camera. That's not how it happened last Fire Talk. I could pull up 5 episodes you were on camera. But you don't have to have your camera on. Just like this. And so yeah, but thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. If you guys have any topics, I love to just, post and see what topics get the most response and kind of go from there. But if you guys have any topics that you want to talk about, feel free. I'll pay for your words of wisdom, sweetheart. I'll pay for your words of wisdom. Like, you definitely have words of wisdom. And I definitely wish you would share them with more people because you are the true definition of a great leader. And we need great leaders to speak. We need more great leaders speaking. Can you imagine what the world would be if we didn't get to hear Malcolm X? If we didn't get to hear Brother Khalid, if we didn't get to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if we didn't get to hear Dr. Shahrazad Ali. Could you imagine? Those just few people that I have heard some great things from. Um, so yeah, one day he's gonna bless Fire Talk and to me with his presence. But I'm lucky because I don't really need to be on Fire Talk to hear from him. And so I guess I'll be okay for now. I guess I'll be okay for now. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you watch the playback. Even if it's the playback, leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. Um, let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys next time.